Miami, si es latinoamericano por doquier. Envío de La Habana, vive en el Southwest, que llegó en balsa y la morada, bajo el huracán Andrés. Trabaja de camarero y maneja un convertible como ve. Envío de La Habana.
Well, good morning. This is the wonderful Witchy Hour in the AM broadcast. This would be your host, Witchy Tom, bringing you all the news, updates, and thoughts and clarifications on what life is. Well, we're broadcasting to you live from lovely Tampa, Florida. Well, we got some breaking and otherwise interesting news. Well, today's news of choice and otherwise topics is, should Governor Rick Scott be the voice of Tampa International Airport? This from Bay News 9. Governor Rick Scott may be the welcome voice of Tampa International Airport. The governor wants to make a voice recording that will be played to welcome tourists and travelers to the town. But first, Scott is asking the Florida Ethics Commission to determine if it is legal. Florida has a gift ban that prohibits office holders from accepting anything of value from organizations that employ a lobbyist or have businesses before the state. The group is slanted to discuss the issue today. If he gets clearance, the recording could be running by the time the airport starts receiving visitors for the Republican National Convention in late August. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in case you are not from the lovely state of Florida, this, Patam, is a picture of our lovely governor. And this, Patam, is a courtesy photo of him meeting the King of Spain, where he, like a jackass, decided to ask the monarch, let me just enter this awkward conversation by, sir, how did it feel when you fell off your truck when you were trying to shoot an elephant? Literally, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, those of Florida know what I'm saying. But we have the stupidest, most ignorant, most backward governor in the state, in the United States, period. I lovingly prefer to call him Rick Snot. It's much more befitting the title. But this young chap, well, we shouldn't say young chap. We don't want to insult young people. This chap is deciding that he is proposing that he shall be governor. And he shall be the voice for all his fascist buddies. Yes, jawohl, mein Fiat, das ist all. I don't know why fascists always want to hear their voice. I think it's what we call narcissism. Is that the word? In any case, poor Rick Scott is going to find out today if it's ethically acceptable. I don't know if it's ethically acceptable, but I know as a humanitarian, I think it's really a violation of our human rights to have his voice repeated. What about all those poor people in the airport?
This is Governor Rick Scott, welcoming you to the state of Florida. While you're here in the Sunshine State, make sure that you enjoy the ambiance and spend money downtown at the Republican National Convention.
I mean, it's really something. You don't want to hear his voice. I can't include it because it's an ethics violation. That'd be violating copyright. But trust me, just Google Rick Scott and listen to him for 5 minutes, and you will want to shoot yourself. Think of how the suicide rate is going to go up at the airport, or even hell. Think about how many people will never want to come back to Florida after they hear this bastard talking over.
Hi, I'm Governor Rick Scott, welcoming you to the state of Florida. While you're here, please spend money at the Republican National.
I mean, this could repeat over and over. People will become suicidal in the airport, especially those working like baggage handling, those who are working security. Eventually, something's got to give, and they're going to blame it on poor Rick Scott. Well, more in the news, besides just that. Apparently, again, we have poor little George Zimmerman. In the news, a new discovery of documents delivered to lawyer. This according to Bay News 9. Zimmerman's defense team has received another batch of discovery evidence from state prosecutors. Defense attorney Mark O'Mara, the alley cat, confirmed the delivery earlier Friday on his website for Zimmerman's case. According to O'Mara, the defense received 7 CDs and hundreds of pages of a new document. It includes a surveillance video, police radio transmissions, crime scene photos, 911 calls, and Zimmerman made prior to the night of the shooting, and more. The documents include a crime scene diagram and additional reports from the Sanford Police Department, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. O'Mara did not want to immediately reveal any other details. He said the case is allowed 30 days to review all new evidence before it releases to the public. The discovery process is ongoing, and we expect additional discoveries to be disclosed as the case develops, he added. Zimmerman has been charged with second-degree murder and death of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in February. He is currently in the Seminole County Jail and with a bond hearing scheduled in 2 weeks on Friday, June 29th. Well, basically now they have radio transmissions that some jackass who took it upon himself to be a wannabe kingship cop chased down a 17-year-old Afro-American and murdered him after he got his ass whooped, and he was told by a 911 operator not to pursue. I don't care what it is. It's a simple, standard operating procedure. Standard operating procedures, which are regulating all the activities of anyone who is a municipal employee or an employee who is subcontracted by the state. There's all these wonderful things. If you're in the service of the state, this is a universal thing. It's called a standard operating procedure. There are rules and regulations, rules of engagement. If you do not have what we refer to in the United States as probable cause, and if you are not a law enforcement officer, you have no right to pursue, detain, or otherwise try to force any type of citizen's arrest on anybody or any questioning unless you have probable cause, which Zimmerman had none. Hence, him taking a beating from Trayvon Martin, which obviously he deserved, and then him murdering him is not justifiable. It is second-degree murder, because tough guys don't need to use guns. And that is my opinion on the topic for today. So, as we always say, fuck Zimmerman, fuck him hard, because when you go to Penn State, baby, you're dead. In any case, we're going to close with some witchy words of wisdom. Yes, it's witchy words of wisdom. WWW. Today, witchy's words of wisdom is the impulsiveness, and stupidity are the first lines of defense for a clown. Listen, people, don't be hard-headed. The easiest thing to say is listen to what someone else has to say. The lack of communication, especially amongst chauvinistic males, or dumbasses, or jackasses, is more than incomprehensible to me sometimes. If I want to talk to somebody as a human person, listen to what I have to say, because I'm treating you like a human person. So in the other case, when we try to have a discussion, anyone, let's have a discussion, people. Let's not just talk to the wall like the other person is some kind of inanimate object, or your doggy, or some kind of slave that you just bought. Respect, people. I don't know how many people out there in Cyberland feel what I'm saying, but how many times do we get frustrated when we're trying to talk to, I don't care if it's a spouse, a family member, a friend, a business associate, a co-worker, or just somebody in the street. When we're having a conversation, the conversation includes more than just the person who's talking. It includes both sides, or in some cases more. But listen, communication, people, the main thing Witchy's trying to say is listening is an essential part of it. So, this has been Witchy's Words of Wisdom. Well, once again, this is Witchy Tom for the Witchy Tom Radio Show.
Caminando por la ciudad, anda el poeta con su
Thank you
talismán.
once again, folks. This is Witchy Tom. Remember, I might be a witch, but I'm not your bitch. But bring me some firewood. Remember, Witchy Tom loves karma. But remember, karma might be a bitch, but Witchy is the bitch with a karma. So in any case, my wonderful folks and fans, next time, give us a call up on our live programs. You'll see the information down below. If you ever want to get in touch with Witchy after hours, it's area code 585-209-0942. And remember, Witchy Tom!
Decidido a sobrevivir, aunque no encuentre el camino feliz. Se lleva en la memoria un trozo de libertad, el tango de